Hi thinkers, welcome to the Artificial Intelligence playlist on ThinkX Academy. In the previous tutorial of this playlist, we have already covered the minimax game playing algorithm, and in this tutorial we are going to cover the alpha beta pruning algorithm, which is a basic optimization over the naive minimax algorithm. So I'm going to cover all the important points related to this algorithm, and I will explain each and everything using example. And here I have already drawn a very important game tree, and we will understand how the alpha beta pruning works by examining the game states of this particular game tree. So before starting with the video, make sure to like this video and also subscribe our channel, because I keep creating these quality free content for you guys. Now let's start with the alpha beta pruning algorithm. So first of all, this is a game tree, and here you can see the first move which is played by the max. So the most important question arises here, why the first move is always a max? Because whenever a player is going to make a move, he's always going to get the maximum advantage, right? So in a game playing, when let's say two players are playing a game, the first player who wants to make the move will try his best to maximize the advantage. So the first one is max. In the second one, you can see there is min, and then we have max, and it goes on like this till we have reached some positions. So you can see that these are some end values at the end of this game tree. These are basically pre-computed values by the game engines, or some engines that actually have done a lot of you can say analysis over these states, and they have assigned some of the values to these particular path while doing that. One important thing is that these nodes here, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they represent the state of a game when some moves are being played by the maximizer and the minimizer, right? So let's say the maximizer plays a move. The next move which is going to be played is played by the minimizer, that we have already covered in the previous tutorial also. So I just gave you a revision of that, right? So then the minimizer will make a move, and then similarly a maximizer will then make a move, right? So basically the alpha beta pruning is actually pruning of some of the branches so that the basic minimax algorithm will not have to traverse or explore some of the path which are not actually useful exploring. So there it can actually save time. So pruning basically means ignoring a path because we do not find any expected value or a possibility of getting some advantageous value. So let's start with the algorithm. So basically the minimax algorithm is a DFS algorithm. So it will keep exploring a single path while ignoring the neighbors, right? So let's say we start from A, then we go to B, and then we will go to D, right? So we are going to ignore these neighbors, which is C and all of these stuff. So from here I have gone to B and then D, right? So at D position you can see we have the maximizer. So now what a maximizer will do is, out of these two values, it is going to pick the maximum value, right? So out of 2 and 3, what is the maximum value? 3 is the maximum value. So to this node I am going to assign 3, right? And now here you can see we have E here also. But before moving to E, or before exploring E, we know that we will first have to go to B, and then we can go to E also, right? So here we have 5 and 9. So out of these, which one is higher? This 9 is higher. So I can say that this is going to be 9. And then minimizer will choose the minimum of these, which is 3, right? That's a traditional minimax algorithm. Now let's see how the alpha beta pruning works. So alpha and beta are basically two values. So alpha is the minimum value the maximizer is assured of. This is a very important line. So basically alpha is a value that the maximizer, so maximizer is just a player. You can consider maximizer is a player who always tries to get the maximum advantage in the game, right? So let's suppose you are a maximizer and you want to get an advantage in the game. So you will always be thinking like, okay, this is going to be the at least minimum value that I can get the advantage of, right? So a maximizer will try to find out the minimum value that he's assured that yes, this is the minimum advantage that I can get at any particular game state in a game tree, right? So alpha represents that value. It is the minimum value the max or the maximizer is assured of, and similarly beta is the value which is maximum value which the minimizer is assured of, right? So minimizer is assured that okay, at this particular state in the game tree, I think that this is going to be the maximum advantage that I can get if I will make a move, something like that. So alpha and beta represents these two values, and these two represent for each of the states that we have in this game tree, right? So here also we have the alpha and beta. Initially the value of alpha and beta, alpha is equals to minus infinitive and beta is equals to positive infinitive or just infinitive. Now the question is why alpha is minus infinitive and why beta is infinity, right? Why is that case? Now consider this value alpha. It is the maximum value that the maximizer, the minimum value the maximizer is assured of, right? So the maximizer know that okay, this is the minimum advantage that I can get. So what we're going to do is we initialize alpha and beta according to the worst case scenario, right? So we will initialize for each of the states the value of alpha, and alpha will be minus infinity. It is the worst case because you can see minus infinity is the minimum, you can say the lower bound, the lower advantage that the maximizer can be assured of. So it is a worst case scenario, right? That's why the values are like this. Alpha is equals to minus infinity and beta is equals to infinity. You can say something like that, right? Now here we come to the algorithm, which is the minimax algorithm, and let's see where these values alpha and beta are going to play a role in pruning some of the branches inside of this game tree. So we are now at here. So just think about it like this. Let's say we have not computed E, we have just computed the value D here, right? So the maximizer has chosen 3 and 2. Alpha belongs to the maximizer. So the maximizer can only change the value of alpha, he cannot manipulate the value of beta, and similarly only minimizer can manipulate the value of beta, right? So here we have the maximizer, and we know that for each of the game state we will have these two values. Initially they were equal to positive infinity and negative infinitive, so I'm just going to write here initially the value of alpha is equals to minus infinity and the value of beta will be infinity, right? So these are the values of alpha and beta. Now what the maximizer will do is, the maximizer says that okay, out of 2 and 3 I've got a value of 3 which I've assigned to this node. Now I will change the value of alpha because the maximizer has the right to change the value of alpha. So now the value of alpha will be changed from minus infinitive to 3, right? So now the value of alpha is 3. Now we will move on to the upper branch, because in the DFS algorithm we know that we first explore all the branches, right, without by ignoring the neighbor or the adjacent nodes, and then what we do is we do the backtrack, right? So we keep backtracking and then we explore in that particular way, right? So that's the traditional DFS algorithm. And here we will reach now B. Now B also has the values alpha equals to minus infinity and beta equals to infinity. One important point to remember is that when we are moving from the child node to the parent node, right? So I'm going to write this important point here, that when you are moving from child node to the parent node, the values of alpha and beta are not passed, right? So across means that they are not passed. So when you are going to move from D to B, the value of alpha and beta will remain minus infinity and not 3 and infinity, right? So when we are moving or the algorithm is moving from the child node to the parent node, the value of alpha and beta remains unchanged. if the algorithm is moving from parent node to the child node, the value of alpha and beta will be transferred to the child node, right? So if we are moving from parent to child, we will see that case also. So now you can see we have alpha equals to minus infinity and beta equals to infinity. Remember that at this point we have not yet evaluated this E node, and we will evaluate E node after we will get the value of 3 here. So you can see the value is 3 here. So what the B node will do is, at this game state, the value of beta will be assigned as 3 because this is not evaluated. So this is the only value that I have. So the B node will have only the value 3, and we know that at this position we have the minimizer, and minimizer can change the value of beta, which you can see from this particular node. And here what I can do is, now I will change the value of beta accordingly. So the value of beta will be equal to 3, right? Now I can move to the child node, right, which is E node, right? Now we can evaluate this E node. Now you can see that when we are trying to backtrack and now we are going to this node, you can see I was at this node, and this was the parent node. So I'm just going to write P here, that this was a parent node, and now we are going to the child node, right? So you can see that if we move from parent node to the child node, the values of alpha and beta will be transferred exactly, right? So the value of alpha is equal to minus infinity, and the value of beta will be equal to 3, right? So this is an important point here. When we were going from child to the parent node, we were not changing the values of alpha and beta, but when we were moving from the parent node to the child node, we are changing the values of alpha and beta. Now the maximizer will choose a value from here, which is 5 and 9. So out of 5 and 9, which one is a higher value? So let's say at this point, first we know that according to DFS, first we will have to evaluate this position, right? So now when we evaluate this position, the value of alpha will change to 5, right? So now here what I can do is, alpha will be equal to 5, right? We have not evaluated this state yet. When we will come to this state, we know that 9 is greater than 5. Then we can change the value of alpha equals to 9. But remember that whenever we are going to explore a particular state, we are going to compare the values of alpha and beta. Now you can see I've got a beta is equals to 3 from this state, and the value of alpha is equals to 5, right, which we have got by exploring to this state. Now coming to this condition, alpha should be greater than equal to beta. If this condition is true, we can actually do the pruning. And you can see here alpha is equals to 5 and 5 is greater than 3. So the condition is satisfied. So what I can do is, if there are some more states remaining to explore like this, we can actually prune it, right? That's the main important points that you need to consider while pruning. The first thing, when you are going from child to the parent node, the alpha and beta values are not going to get transferred. If you are going from the parent to the child node, the values of alpha and beta are transferred. When we have reached here, we are going to go to this state and we will change the value of alpha, and then we will compare these two values, right? So alpha is 5, beta is 3. If I will compare the values, you can see 5 is greater than 3, and this basically means that I do not need to traverse or explore this branch, right? So even if there are more branches, let's assume there were more branches here, we can actually prune all of them, right? But the question is, why this condition is there and why are we pruning it, right? So here from you can see the value that I get from here is 5, right? The minimizer is going to choose a lesser value. The value it has picked is 3, and 5 is going to be greater than 3, right? So now if it will pick 5, you can see here, now it has picked 5 here. 5 is greater than 3, right? So this value of B will not be changed, right? So if we will move here, right, if I try to explore this path, let's say I'm not pruning this, if I try to explore this path, the value of alpha will be equal to 9 because it is greater than 5. Now even if we go to this state and the value of alpha changes to 9, the minimizer says that I have already got a minimum value of 3 from this node and the value of alpha is greater, right? It's still 9, so it is greater, so there is no need to actually traverse or explore this particular path. That's the main idea behind alpha beta pruning. We are actually assigning the values of alpha and beta, we compare it with this condition, and then we make a decision to explore the other paths or to prune them, right? Now let's move on with the rest of the algorithm. So now we have done this part. Now the algorithm will move to the upper node. At this node we have the maximizer. We know that from the child node to the parent node, the values of alpha and beta will not be transferred. So the value here will be minus infinity and this will be infinity, right? We know that if we go from child to parent, there is no change in the values of alpha and beta. Now what I will do is I will have to go here, right? Now this is the parent node and this is the child node. From parent to child, I will transfer the values of alpha and beta. So here you can see, basically here we have 3 here, right? So we will have to reassign the value of alpha here also. So it will not be minus infinity. You can see that minimizer has picked the number 3 here. So we have not explored this part, but we know that 3 is here. So the maximum value that a maximizer is actually assured of is 3. So alpha will be equal to 3 here, right? Now these two values will be transferred here. So alpha will be equal to 3 and beta will be equal to infinity because we are going from parent node to the child node, right? Now from here I want to go further down, right? So the minimizer is going to go here at this place. At F, we will have to, the maximizer will pick the maximum value. Here you can see 1 is the maximum value, so here we will have 1. So the alpha will be equal to 1 and beta will be equal to infinity, right? So when this algorithm moves here, you can see this is the value of alpha equals to 1 and beta equals to infinity here. But before reassigning this, we know that first we will go from this place to here. So this is parent to child condition. So the value of alpha will be equal to 3 and the value of beta will be equal to infinity. And from here I will have to reassign the value of alpha because it is 1 now. So I will change the value of alpha from 3 to 1, right? Now what I will do is I will again backtrack and now I will try to explore this position. The value of alpha is 1 here. So this is the minimum value that the minimizer will take now. So the value of beta will now change to 1, right? So you can see the value of beta will be 1, which we have got from here. Now you can see whenever we have the value of alpha and beta, which is here, right, we can now compare them. According to the condition, you can see alpha is greater than beta. So alpha is 3, beta is 1. So 3 is greater than 1. And this condition says that whenever you meet this condition of alpha and beta, you can see we got alpha from this branch and beta from here. So this is greater than 1, 3 is greater than 1. So prune it, right? So if you have any rest of the branches, prune all of them, right? So the algorithm will not go further. It will not explore all of these branches. So this is a very important optimization. In most of the game playing algorithms, the game tree is so much complex that even if you will remove one single branch, it will remove a lot of possibilities. And that's how this alpha beta pruning algorithm works. The basic time complexity, right? This is a very important point. The time complexity of the basic naive minimax algorithm is actually b raised to the power d, right? So breadth raised to the power the depth. But in case of alpha beta pruning, it is actually under root of b raised to the power d, right? So a very quiet optimization here. So basically that's all for this tutorial. Thanks for watching.